As requested, I do a coyote skinning video. Now I don't own any rights to the music, so no worries. I'm not monetized. Again, yada yada. Shout out to Swamp Creek Co. for sending me the koozie. But got a coyote. I'm gonna skin out, show you how I do the tube skinning on dogs, and I got 2 deer heads. This video won't be posted on that one, but I'm gonna do the European mount, bull and bleaching, everything. But yeah, today getting a little bloody, skinning out old song dogs. Let's go. Yep. Just a quick heads up. This is a gruesome video. This is skinning and stuff like that. If you can't handle an animal being skinned out and blood and stuff like that, I suggest you go ahead and cut her off right about now. Okay, if you're here for it, let's go. All right, so first things first, need you a gambrel. Good way to measure how big a gambrel you need. Go from your foot to your knee, right there. I made that out of rebar, so it's cheap, free, and everything else. Using a Dexter boning knife for most of this. Now on a dog, this little soft spot, this has been frozen for a couple weeks. Make you a slit right there. Same on that side. Do not cut the tendon on the back side right here. You cut that, you're going to have to tie its foot up to hang it up, and that's kind of a pain. So, yeah. All right, so first things first, we're going to make a circle right at the bottom of that Achilles tendon area right here, about 2.5 inches from the last joint on the foot. Go all the way around. Be sure not to cut that tendon. I'll show you how to do that. So what I like to do is, I come from the front, come up the side right here, right. Go ahead and come around. You can cut into the meat like this if you want to. I just try to keep my knife off the bone right there. And I come around this back side right here. Come up, kind of pull it away. No need to start slicing heavy. Shoo, that bad boy stinks. Now, pinch this skin on the back where that tendon's at. Stick your knife up, cutting edge up, come back. There you go, all the way around. Done. Now, you're gonna do this to the other side, and we're gonna split right through there. So, whatever. We'll just roll it, how about that? I'm not looking back. I'm not looking back. I'm not looking back. I'm not looking back. South Nashville, born and raised and bred. Only enemies we ever had was fed. Homeboy down the street getting some bread. Got a little money. Show you what I'm doing here. Trying to pick through that tendon, get away from it. That's the last thing you want. I just use the tip of my knife for this. You know, a lot of people, they can do this pretty quick. I mean, I can too. This dog was frozen though, and I think he's still somewhat frozen. So I'm trying my best not to cut him where I don't need to cut him. Oh, because I mean, at the end of the day, I don't really care how fast you cut a coyote up. If you've got 30 holes in it, then you need to take more time than you're allotting yourself, you know. Yeah, that's it right there. Now, what we're gonna do, we're gonna get this knife, and this is a male, so he's got his pecker right there and his cod sack right there. We're gonna go right there on the back side of them cods, and we're gonna make these in the middle. Now, when you go in this thing, there's a gland. Keep your knife. Now, this is a little tricky. I prefer a Nessmuk. If you don't know what a Nessmuk blade is, it has a big hump on the spine of the blade, so you can be up under the skin and your cutting edge is not going to cut, you know, into your guts and everything else. I've done this so long, I do it with one knife. It's whatever. But it will come on this back side where this color changes right here. And you're going to come on down, stick your blade in right up there, ride that meat whole way down. Try to get a straight shot for them nuts. Alright. Now you can see kind of where we're at right there. Same on this side. I come all the way down. This is going to take me a little longer since I'm doing it on video. But, you know, here we are. It was requested, so I got the chance to deliver, and well, I'm delivering. Now, right here on this nuts, you're going to kind of pick that skin up off of the butt cheeks right there. And just cut that little patch. All you need is the skin gone. We're gonna cut these nuts off anyway. You know, I think you tannery's probably gonna laugh at you. Now, this is a key one right here. I'm gonna make sure I got y'all in the frame for this. Get you up a little bit closer. Now, this butthole is a no-no, okay? So, what I like to do is, I get my blade, come up on the outside of it, come up, try to meet in the center, right? Don't cut that gland. Left side again, come up edge of that skin. Ain't no need in saving the butt, you know, butt skin. Now, I'll come up under his tail, make my cut that butthole, no butthole. Now, get your knife, come about halfway down this tail, get up under that tail skin, split that bad boy on up. You see, I'm just pushing and lifting up, pushing and lifting up. This will help me when I go to get my tail strippers in there. Now I'm gonna come just a little further down. Now whenever you go to strip your tail off your skin itself, or off your bone itself, you got to split all this down to the tip anyway. Because when you go to fleshing, there's plenty of videos on the internet about that. You're gonna need to make sure I still got y'all in there. Yeah. You're gonna need to get all the flesh and everything else off of it. Now up here, it just comes down to, hey, I'll get y'all come back a little bit. When you get up to right here, it's just basic skinning. Pull one side. I like to get my blade on the inside. I'm trying to get y'all where I can show you what I'm doing right here. All right. I like to just bring that inside skin, right? Bring my knife. Come on down with it. We'll worry about the pecker and the cod sack here in a minute. Right. You cutting this little stuff right here. That's what you ain't even got to cut it. You just pressing your knife up against it if you got a good sharp knife. Get all that stuff right there. We ain't worried about the meat. So, you know, if you got to cut a little bit of meat to make this come off a little smoother. Now, it's easier to skin these dogs when they're fresh. I just didn't have the ability. I was in Texas, and I didn't want my lady giving a good coyote a bad haircut. She ain't never done any skinning, but we're going to fix that. Yeah. Give her a couple coons and maybe even a beaver. Let her practice on. Alright, so now we're down here at the pecker. What you're going to do, get your dick right there. Come on the underside of it. Right here. Get your knife. Come on up. Right upside that thing. Come around the outside of your nuts right there. We don't want none of that. Since I've already got that split cut up there from where I cut the butthole, come up, get as much of that skin as you can. Bring her on down out the way. Right? Make you split on this side. Same damn way. Come on up. Try not to puncture nothing up in there, because more stuff you skin, you start to realize where your stink sacks are at, and there's some where you didn't know there was. And now you stink, your garage stinks, everybody's mad at you, and yada yada. Now what I like to do is, I lift that wiener up where I split it. Go ahead and come through. There's your pecker bone. Go ahead and come on down the side of it right there. Now be easy with your blade. That's where it pays to have a sharp knife. You don't want to cut in them guts. Now, I went ahead and got down to here. I haven't opened up right here yet. Now this is key, okay? Make sure I got y'all in this frame right here. I'll go ahead and give y'all a little zoom what I'm doing right here. Now, right here. Come behind your tail right here. Use the tip of your knife. Cut all that skin all up in there. And we're gonna try to break this thing to the other side. Right? Make sure you don't cut through your fur, cut up against the body. Right? Remember that little white membrane, part of the hide you always cutting? If you can't see it, pull a little bit and you'll see some. You can see all that stuff right there, cut all that. Up on the underside of your tail, make sure you don't cut through your tail skin, because the skin's so thin. you're probably gonna rip it when you go to pull on it, and we don't want that. It's just more sewing. Same right there. Now I can about see through that. Now I'm just gonna show you what I'm doing. From this side, right? Come on up through there, cut up against your body. Right, now I'm through. Now that's right, this is my favorite part of the whole thing. Stick my knife through it, right? And cut all that membrane right there. Right? Come up under there. Now I'm doing this backwards, so I feel a little funny. But I want to show you how I do this. Now, same thing, you just pull both sides of your tail, cut all that membrane out of there. Come on down the side with it. Right? I might put you off somewhere else. Well, no, it'll be alright. We roll with it. All that membrane, cut the side of it. All that junk. Now, we're going to bring it down to about right here. About right there. Almost halfway. And I'm going to show you what we do when we get all the way down. Now, I'm about there. All I'm doing, now I'm not going fast. I'm pulling on this part right here, pushing down. Not hard. You push too hard, you're going to rip his tail off, and you're going to leave a tip of it on there, and then you're going to be mad because you've only got part of a tail on your hide. So, just pushing on it, get you a little bit right there. Just going around that bottom side and come around this side. It's a slow, slow process. We get down about right there. That's about almost where my split ended. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to split this hair open. Come down about right here. On that skin again. Pushing, coming up off that bone like a fish fillet. Getting around them ribs and stuff. Now I'm all the way down. Now what I like to do with this. About like that, yeah. Now, get your tail stripper. That's what one looks like. Now, all it is, piece of metal. I get all this from FNT, Foxtrot November Tango Post.com. And I'm going to start out with this one right here. Now, I shouldn't have to go to the small one. Yeah. All you do, put that around your tail, that middle hole. It fits it pretty good. Try to get all your hair out of it if you can. It's still connected to your hide. Now, I'm going to give y'all a... that right there. Yeah. Now, grab your tail. Don't grab your butthole. And pull. Now, if you got to readjust your tail stripper, do so. If you feel it slipping, but squeeze that thing tight. Grab your tailbone. Try not to get that butthole on you. That ain't no fun. Now, since he's been frozen, he's going to be a little bit of pain. So what I'm going to do is, what am I going to do? I guess I'm just going to man up. I can't, there it is. Okay. That daggum tail stripper is killing my hand. Alright. See what I've done? Keep that thing tight. Pull that tail out. It'll come out. That's it. There's your tail. Now, when you go to flesh, you're going to go ahead and split that tail all the way down to the tip. That way you can get all the all your flesh and stuff out. From here, I'm not going to turn the thing on until I get down to the arms, because all you're going to be doing is pulling, cutting your membrane, pull, cut your membrane, pull, cut your membrane. I'll get y'all to get down to feet. God, I bet you the vegan teacher on TikTok's losing her mind, ain't she? It's for you, sweetie. Well, I might have lied. This is kind of my favorite part too. Makes me feel like Dexter. So, get your old fillet knife, or as the Brits call it, or Gordon Ramsay fillet. Come right about right there, wherever you want your legs to end at. Go all the way around. Now, a lot of taxidermists, they'll go around at the joint, but personally, whenever you do a hide like this and you send it off to the tannery and it hangs on the wall in your house, you ain't never gonna see them legs. They're just gonna be kind of hidden. They're gonna shrink up too. Unless you stretch them back out, you ain't gonna see them. So this is what I like to do. Yeah. Let's go. Oh, Diablo blade. Make sure I got y'all in there. Oh yeah, wonderful. Get that thing on there like that. Hey y'all. Same thing on the other side. Now, I'm all about respecting an animal before all you animal activists come at me. But if you can't joke about life a little bit, have a little bit of sense of humor, then, well, you obviously have no idea who I am. So.
Sounds kind of stone.
Yep, here we are. I'm sure there'll be all sorts of people over me on that one. I could about give a shit, to be honest with you. It's impossible for a medium to seasoned male to not pick up a power tool and hit it twice. Alright. I'm just going to skin like normal, come right over them, and then do the same thing like I did the tail, but instead of using a tail stripper, I'm going to stick my fingers in that hole up under here and just... Alright, now I'm going to show you how I get this done up under these arms right here. So, I got that nub I cut off like Dexter, got him right there, and I'm going to push up on that and grab the bottom of that skin, right? That's going to pull the skin up here away from the meat, and I'm going to cut on this back side too and pull it at the same time. Go all up against that right there. Well, I just made a boo-boo. That's okay. That's why you go slow, so if you make a boo-boo like that, you can fix it later, and it ain't that big a deal. Nobody's perfect. I don't claim to be, and I know a lot of taxidermists that's been doing it for years still make boo-boos, and that's okay. I recommend, if you ain't never skinned nothing before, get you a couple coons or something, beaver, something like that. Beaver's real hard to cut through. I started out with coons because they're real easy to cut through, and it lets you know where you're going to mess up at what you're doing. But with this, come up right here and cut all that membrane. The snare was all up on this in his arm, so that's why it's all, looks like a big old contusion. Now I can see a little bit of light right here, so I'm going to stick my knife right up in there, cut some of that membrane out. Try to get to the light. Again, come on this back side, cut me a little more. Keep that, try to keep as much tension on that skin as you can. It's going to be a little funky down here toward this leg, but try to pull down on that skin if you can. Get that membrane right up in there. I see the light. Now when you see the light and you're 100% sure you see the light, pop your hoe. Now pop me a hoe. Now I can get my blade up and all that. Well, I know you can't see that, but I actually have tension on this just leg right now, so I can go all the way around where I need to. And honestly, I'd say probably right about, I'd say right about now, I can probably pull this thing through. So, same with the tail. You're probably gonna need to pull on the hide and push away, and you'll be good. I got me just a little bit I need to cut, and I'll be all right. You'd be surprised how much a little tendon can hold you up. All right, should be good now. Mercy. All right, there it is. That's it. Do the same that side, and I'll see y'all here in a second. Now we're down here to the head, right? Right here's our ear. The reason I know this is because I've done a lot of these, but a good way to tell. Give it a push. it'll give like a popping kind of feel, right? Now, I like to skin a little bit down on the ears. You can cut them back here as you're skinning, but I like to have something to grab a hold of when I go to pop them. I can do a video on that later if y'all want me to. If not, there's a couple of them on YouTube. But it gives me just a little handle to grab when I go to, pop my ears out. But for this, I'm gonna do it on this side so you can see. Just a little popping, right? You can feel what's ear and what ain't. I come up here in the back, I'm gonna make a cut, kind of go around, right? So, cut in. Your ear's exposed right here. Cut through it. Right? All the way through it. Get your finger down in there. Pull it away from the skull. Get your finger down in that hole. I got some big old booger hooks, so it'll be a little difficult. There's past your ear, right? Come back around, do the same on this side. Get up in there, expose it, cut through it. Get your finger in there. Now, you get down here to the eyeball, it can be a little tricky. You're going to mess some of them up. Now, I'm telling you this because I've done it. Ooh, got blood down my glove. You need to practice on something you ain't scared to screw up. Now, you can use little single edge razor blades. I use them all the time. For this, I'm not going to just because I want to show you can do this with anything. You ain't going to go order nothing. You need to be slow. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast, flow like water. It's going to be all good. Don't matter how long it takes you as long as the product at the end's good. So, again, YouTube. I don't own rights to the music. I'm just jamming. So, now, when you get down here, I like to go ahead and get my bottom side almost to the bottom. Now, through this, you may need to strop your knife. Not sharpen it, strop it. Strop it if you need to. It helps to have something really sharp when you get down here to the face. So, come on down. Now, you get down here, it'll be real easy. I like to use the front edge of my knife. My rope's all spun up. Alright. Try to get all this out that you can. If you can stay off your bone, stay off of it. It just helps maintain the edge a little longer. Now, stick your finger in that eye socket. It'll let you know where it's at. Cut above it. So my eye socket is right here. I can feel it. Okay? Edge of it is right here. So I'm going to cut up here and just kind of come up. Same time, you're always pulling down on that skin. Right? So right there's my eye socket. See how it goes in? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my tip of my knife, come up on the upper edge of it. Now, don't worry about messing your eyeball up because you ain't keeping an eyeball, okay? You just want to maintain the integrity of your eyelids. So whenever you do go to, if you go to either mount it or just do your hide in general, it don't look like he's got golf balls for eyeballs, okay? So, I know it's hard to tell what's what whenever you get all this blood on here. But again, the more you do, the better practice you got, more experience you got, it makes it a little easier. So there's my eyeball. Cut that membrane out. Right? It's better to have more meat on your eyeball than you need to. So see, here's my eyelid. I'm going to cut up into the eye, get all that membrane out of there, stay away from my eyelid, because I'm telling you, once you get a cut in that eyelid, it seems like it's 10 times easier to cut the rest of it. Now notice I'm not cutting against the bone itself, I'm cutting away from it and putting the tip of my blade against all that membrane. It just makes it a little easier to keep it intact. Right? Now, if you can, stick your finger, well, seems like I got big old fingers. Well, snot. trying to get my finger down there in that eyeball hole. I don't see how I can get it. Well, that's what I'm gonna do. Get my tail stripper. Gives me a little bit of a leverage point when I do it. Stick it in that eyeball hole if I can. Well, good Lord, I can't do that. We're just gonna roll with it. How about that? Situation dictates. I'm gonna stick my finger in this ear hole over here. Well, if I can get my finger in that thing. All right. Well, good grief. A little slippery. You got to meet where that skin is connected right here on the corner of this eyeball. There, I got it. You'll know when you get it because it's almost like a... Right? Hear that crap right there? That's what you're going to hear. Now I got my finger in this gum hole, right? I can come on down with that. See my eyeball? It's like it was never touched. Just peeled right off. That's what you want. Again, it's okay if you mess up. You can fix it. It's going to take a little bit of sewing, but it's possible. Now I'm going to save my edge for this eye right here. I'm running to the socket, so I'm going to do is I'm going to come up on the back side. Try to get some of that membrane away. There it is. I'm going to go a little quicker because I ain't going to teach you this part. That's just did.
While you're away.
All right, dunsies. Come through there, get your lip open, stick your finger in that, put her on down. Now we're getting to the finish line here, so don't speed up, just continue. Same pace you're going, slow as smooth, smooth as fast, flow like water. But now you got you something to grab onto when you get that lip open right here. And here you really just got to push against it and it's going to cut. Again, it pays to have a sharp knife. If you're keeping a Euro mount, this is real. I'll show it again on the European on a deer skull. It is really important to not cut into this bone. Whenever you get that European mount done, it's going to look like a child. You got a daggum fillet knife or a sawzall and just had at it. You don't want that. I keep all my coyote skulls and claws and everything else. So now this nose, you're going to do this right here. It's like a seesaw motion almost. You're just going to go around. When you get to the end, and you can get your knife up under this inside his mouth on that lip, do that. You'll hear it again like the little pop, right? So I'm already to the end. It's like it just releases all that pressure. Don't skin it out too far. If you skin it out too far, you're gonna mess the front of your nose up, and it's kind of hard to fix that because it's flesh and not fur. I'll fix all that whenever I go to fleshing, and I'll pop it. I'll do all that with a single edge razor. So for this, I've got a little bit more I can get done. With those little single edge razors, I don't get much flesh off, but I can do more precise work with it than I can with a knife. So right there, I'm gonna call it. Come out. See, I'm at the end of it. I don't have just a little bit to clean off with that single edge razor. For this bottom side, you might see it's a little aggravating, but just remember, all this gum, you're gonna cut all that crap off when you flesh it anyway. So I'm trying to get where you can see it. Keep all your fur, don't worry about the gum. It helps sometimes to open that mouth up and just come down the side of it. Well, he's gonna have my little brace because I can't. All right, get your butt in there. And canines like to keep that fur Keep that fur off of my, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I'm just talking. All right. Get past that canine, you'll be good. Now this is one of them things where you'll realize there's a lot of little tendons that can hold that fur. I mean, the whole hide's off of it, whatever. The whole hide's off of it, but if you went to pull this thing off right now, you're probably gonna rip some of that fur off. These tendons are strong and they're meant to stay on, but he picked the wrong day to come to my property. Well, I'm trying to show you what I'm doing. Just getting that little membrane the whole way down, touching it. It's got enough weight on it where I don't have to pull on it. And we're right here at the backside of it. That's it. You see? Kept on my lip, nothing. Now, I'm gonna zoom this thing out so you can see what this bad boy looks like. When you go freeze this thing, if you ain't gonna flesh it, you know, the night you do this, it needs to be froze. Now, when you go to roll this thing up, that's what it's gonna look like. Flip it back inside out from how you skin it, right? Roll from your nose to your butt. Roll it up. Okay, right there. Now, there's a lot of work to be done. That's that. Now, they can go down the fur process and all that good stuff. I'm gonna talk to y'all just for a second so I can explain, you know, why I do what I do, because there's a lot of people that don't understand this way of life, and it's a dying art. It is. You know, it's a necessity that needs to be done. A lot of people will argue that, but I've got compelling evidence that says otherwise. A lot of other people do as well. Coyotes kill all kind of stuff, okay? They kill so much. And, you know, all humans are apex predators. I like to think I'm pretty good at being an apex predator. I love predator hunting. It's a thrill. Not the hunt itself. Everything leading up to it, right? So, learning how a coyote or a bobcat, they work, patterns of movement, home radius, what they eat, why they eat it, where they travel, how they hunt. It's how they react to certain sounds. Just, it's wild. It's crazy. I've learned more about animals, being trapping, hunting, everything else, than probably a lot of people that do it for a living. Not trapping, but studying animals. A book can only teach you so much. Hands-on experience and witnessing it for yourself, it's a lot better. Now, I enjoy hunting predators. It's awesome. But I'm not going to hunt them just to kill them. I'm going to repurpose them. I wouldn't get my garage all bloody, hands all bloody, stay up late and lose sleep just for the kill. You know, this is going to go in a fleshing process. I'm going to clean them all out, throw them on a stretching beam, send them off the tannery, and then I can use them for whatever, sell them, whatever. But, you know, the video is probably more gruesome than you thought it was going to be, but guess what? That's life, okay? Life eating peaches and cream. This is pretty traditional where I'm at. You know, my granddaddy did this. He taught me a lot. And the world's getting soft. But it's a dying art. So, y'all be cool. Drink your beer, stay classy. I hope I answered a lot of questions. Hope I answered, you know, a lot of not understood terms that I use when hunting, skinning, stuff like that. Maybe I taught you something. That'd be cool too. But if there's something that I need to clarify, feel free to hit me up. Instagram it's linked in my channel. If you can't get to it, it's American_not_Americant. Just look up Ethan Rogers, you'll find me. Should be at the top. TikTok, you probably come from there. I can't really post a lot on TikTok. Y'all know this. They take a lot of my stuff down just because I don't bullcrap. I don't sugarcoat nothing, and I guess I'm just too real for the public world. So, whatever. It is what it is. That's the world we live in now. But, cheers. Y'all have a good one. Drink your beer. Stay classy. Love y'all.